Okay, welcome everybody. Christina Merkley, the public visual Satsang drop-in. It's this is number 61. They've been going since the pandemic swept across North America way back in the day. And they've now migrated to once a month, and they're now called the public visual Satsang. And I had 2 e-communities that I was running before the pandemic. Let's get another person in here, the working visually e-community and the shifted e-community. And so I kind of combine those into one to just be of service during those unique times. And it continues to be of service during unique times. Anything is welcome. And I'll just screen share. Some of you have been here, so you know how it goes. And some have not. So I'll just do a quick screen share here and run through some orientation. What we typically do, I forgot to change my number, it is number 61. We start with 10 minutes of, it doesn't have to be meditation. If you're into meditation, it's comfortable for you by all means, but it's just something that centers us, right? Kind of let go of whatever's been happening, kind of get more into the now. For some people, it might be drawing, it might be walking around a little bit, go outside for a bit, whatever it is that just kind of brings you back into presence, back into the now. I will be sitting here and meditating. Anybody who wishes to join me in that is welcome to. After we kind of come here, get here energetically, we move into what are called reports and arising. So some of you know me, have interacted with me in different ways. Maybe you've been to Satsang, you've done some inner work, outer work. So if there's anything you want to share, kind of like a report, how's it going, right? What's unfolding for you? And then the arising is, what's arising now, right? This is a group to help meet things, whatever's arising in the now. Might be anywhere across the emotional spectrum, highs and celebrations, lows and despair, or anywhere in between. It's all welcome. And we usually do with whatever is arising, whatever's in the container, we somehow find our way to doing spontaneous inner work. Might be outer work too. I'm a coach, do a lot of practical coachy things. And then also a lot with the kind of emotional and meeting what is. I've already said, we go for about 2 hours. You're welcome to come and go as you like. You may have to leave. I ask if you leave, use the chat function. You can send a direct message to me or you can send it to everybody just so I know that you're leaving okay. And if I don't get one of those notes and I think you're not leaving not okay, I might check up with you, right? So that just allows me to go, okay, you're good, bye. Go enjoy your weekend or whatever you're up to. I shared, this will be shared on YouTube. Shifted Coach is the name of the YouTube channel. That's, you know, a lot of my work is very private and under wraps. So this is an opportunity for people to understand a bit more about what's going on here and also for parallel processing. So for those of you who do share and process, it helps other people see themselves in you. And the work that we do, it allows a broader reach to that work. And we do all sorts of work, but usually it's holistic, right? So I have these little graphics about different ways you can language it, left brain, right brain, heart, mind, belly. It's really systems, right? The whole system, oneness, non-dual is another way to say it. I use various tools. Some of you are certified in them, I see, who have come, certified visual coaches. Certainly don't have to be into the visuals, but I work visually. And I have a whole chunk of maps that are called the core maps for my shifted system. Several of you have already been through that. And then I have an additional extra maps, right? All sorts of stuff that I've developed over the years. Also work just from blank paper a lot here in Satsang, because when we're meeting what emerges, I will do a process or a protocol that's called self-inquiry. And in a way, the self-inquiry kind of, if there's any of these maps out of these 40 others that are up for you, self-inquiry will get there quick, right? In an abbreviated kind of direct way. So even if we don't use some of these official templates for these things, if we're doing self-inquiry, they're getting done in their own kind of way in the self-inquiry. Talking about visual tools, there is a support page that I have created these tools on. Oops. Let's see, I'll put it into the chat here if I can go grab this. Come Copy, 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 stick this in chat. So this page, if you're not a fast typer, here it is for you in the chat. There's a mini little page I've created to support this Satsang with some of the maps that typically come up. Obviously, it's not all 40 plus of them, but there's the most common aids, right, that are on that page. And depending on what shows up here today, some of you are visual practitioners and or you just like these maps and want to play with them. Sometimes people print them off or work on their iPads and stuff as we're working along. So whatever works for you is welcomed. And where am I showing here? Okay. Save the date. Normally I announce, because people can come and go as they like, when the next date is. I take August off. So there's not going to be a date in August. So I will pop up again, not necessarily announcing here, but once I've determined the date for September, I'll send out an email. As you know, you get, if you're on the list and all of you have found your way here live, you're on the list for this specific offering, you get reminders. So you'll get an announcement of when the next date is. You'll get the 2-week reminder, a week reminder, day and an hour reminder. So if you want to come, you know when it's happening. So you get plenty of things to let you know when the next one is. So hopefully that sets the scene and you still have resonance for what you thought you were coming for. That's what it is. I never know what's going to happen. That's why I love doing them. We all co-create it together. So if there's any questions or comments about process, you're certainly welcome to ask me about it. And if not, we'll just make our segue into meditation or whatever you want to do to bring yourself into presence over the next 10 minutes. I set my timer here so I don't get lost in stillness. And I will pop up after we've had 10 minutes around that. And you'll just hear me say, probably gently, welcome, welcome. And that's kind of our signal to come back. And then I'll prompt us about arisings and reports, and then we'll be off and running. Okay. So see you in 10 minutes. Hey, welcome, welcome. Thank you. Brought some calm to my system. Yay. So we just, as we returned from meditation or drawing or whatever it was, you were just coming into your now with, we just see what's present. There may be reports that want to be shared, anything you want to relay about your path at large, how it's unfolding, and then anything that's coming up for attention, help, assistance, witnessing, etc. And then we'll just find our way in terms of any sort of emergent agenda. And just popcorn style, so just unmute as you care to. Pop, pop.
I'm happy to contribute, but I don't want to dominate.
Well, we need people to speak, so you go right ahead.
So
you're not dominating, you're participating.
Sure.
I'll let you know if you dominate.
Checking in with my current state. I've landed my dream job as an envisioneer with a global aerospace company.
Oh, and I think I know the one.
To add a little bit of complexity to it, I'm doing a long distance relationship with my wife who's in Charleston, and that's very strained by the fact that we agreed that I'm going to come out here for a year. We're extremely strained. So
I'm sorry to hear that. 6 months, is that what you said? So you're in the midway zone of this time period?
5, but yeah, it's like it has been a white knuckle. Just even getting to this far, it's like
you got lots to work with here. So I'll put you on the list if you care to be around probably self-inquiry, I'm thinking, as a starting place anyway. Yeah, to help you meet this, and obviously the various layers of emotion and pulls that are happening, pulled all over the place. And just to begin with, it's just like compassion. Very uncomfortable position to be in, it sounds like, and high stakes, particularly with your marriage. Wow.
So
So nice to see you. Yeah, we haven't seen each other in a while. So you also gave me a real short and succinct catch up on how you've been and what's happening. And X marks the spot for you now. Okay, Eric, self-inquiry in a second here. I'm going to see what else is in the container and see what order makes sense. Thank you. See anything else is present. So if anybody else has a report, by all means, and sometimes just like what happened with Eric, when there's a report, there's also a pointing to what's arising, what the work might be. Yeah.
Well, I'll just give a report. I've been in a super intense period of spiritual development, hours, most days, meditating, praying, studying. And so I'm sort of coming out of that and really ready to start my practice back up, which was interrupted by being in public office. So yes, but it's been amazing, and I'm going to continue doing that work. So I'm not really sure what things will look like. But
public office work?
No.
Your own practice.
I'm going to continue with my spiritual, my spiritual development work, my personal work, which I need for my clients anyway. I can't not be doing it, but
but you're not sure where it's taking you and what's unfolding, right, and what capacities are going to be available for your practice, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So, but it's been wonderful, and I'm so glad to be here and see you and everyone else. Thank you.
Yeah, nice to see you too. Might be some self-inquiry if you're up for it too, Melinda. Yeah, thanks for the succinct report. Awesome. Francesca, I saw you flash video and then go away again. So if that was a signal that you wanted to do a report, let me know. Yeah, hi.
Thank you, Eric. Listening to Eric, I was like, oh, I'm first the comparison and the spiral into the instability I'm feeling interesting. I slipped and said feeding inside. Yeah, feeling inside. But I related to something you said, Eric, people fighting through you. And so at first I did this comparison, and it's like, oh, Eric's this and I'm only them. Then it's like, oh, we're in the same situation. And this fighting through and having invested a lot and being all in. And that, and now, so there's the parallel, and then and I've got to land somewhere inside of myself, which I feel it's like I committed here and it didn't pay off, and I'm being fought through over here, and that's destabilizing. And what the hell do I want? And I'm like,
you too made a move. So you too committed and made a move, and now it's becoming apparent it's not the right fit. Yeah.
No, and so I'm feeling, it's interesting, I'm feeling myself fighting myself for like being that kind of person that's competent and shows up and commits. It's like, I love that about myself. And it really got me in trouble. And so I'm watching how that turns in on myself. And I love how I, say, hey, this isn't, like, what's going on, folks? And I call out what's happening, but then that gets me in trouble. So I'm noticing how my, like, all these wonderful things about me, my integrity and my passion and all this wonderful stuff feels like it's turned against me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm.
And I want to pull that out for myself. It's like, and it's interesting that I slipped and said feeding on, because
Well, and that energy gets like that. There is the feeding that happens. Yeah.
yeah, and I get a sense that, these people that I collaborated with, instead of there being reciprocity and mutuality and value, that it became a feeding. It's like, wait, you're feeding on me. Wait, I got out of the equation here, and I don't want that. I want the whatever it takes, the courage or the clarity or the self-compassion or whatever the hell it is to get me back.
You're very spiritual too. So just like, as we all are, but Melinda brought that into the container. I can really feel that with you as well. Yeah. And often with your inquiries that's coming in is such a alignment and an aid. I've underlined, I always take notes, right? So, because it's starting to emerge in terms of agenda. So I put land inside of self. I kind of underlined that, Francesca. Yeah.
And I really like how, I'm just like, I'm a little bit exhausted with my life situation. And so I started out, listening to Eric and feeling a comparison and small or judgment or all of that. And it doesn't take long to be in the, in the sameness. It's like, oh no, I'm the same as Eric.
More dynamic. Yeah, you can see the commonalities.
Same as, and even this weighing in feels like I'm more in the collective of it, or in the big pool of it. That
actually, not just personal.
It's not personal, and I'm really sick of myself. So I'm really
Okay, wonderful. I think we're going to do a lot of self-inquiries. So you're up too. We're probably not going to do it right this second, but that gives me a flavor and a taste. And thank you for coming in and sharing it so succinctly and articulately. And more to happen here. Thanks, Francesca. Whew. And sometimes there's with these gatherings, right? There's like a theme that will run through them, and piggybacking that happens when a piece of work happens with somebody else. Then it kind of jumps right on top, and we run with the next person and the next person. So I'm kind of getting a sense, boom, 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 some self-inquiries here. I'll find out too, who, timing wise, if people need to leave early, which order to do them in, how long we have you for. But let me just go back to at large. I see Bree pop up, so maybe there's a report coming from you. It doesn't have to be, but normally that's the signal. So let me know. And anybody else, we're getting a sense of what's in the container. Any other reports that want to happen, or getting in on the arisings for the agenda?
Yes, I would like to share. Thank you so much. I came last time, and you talked about offering a report. And it's interesting, yes, there's a theme I'm sensing here also, because the bells and whistles are going off about self-inquiry, self-development. The theme of last session, I believe, I actually watched the video again, which was so wonderful for me to see my own processing, which is lovely to record and to use as a teaching tool later on. But it was about trusting the self.
Yeah.
And I've heard somebody in the group has since moved. There have been a few different people talking about kind of moving into a new place of the unknown. I moved to Guatemala 4 years ago and started a brand new life after a big and deep professional career. But the spiritual life is what I have chosen to follow. And it can be very lonely when you let go of ego, let go of labels and location where people know you and all of those things. And so that report on trusting self last session, which about saying goodbye to a certain group, an online group that I'd worked with for 3 years, and letting go to let come what wants to let come, and really about hearing and following and trusting the inner intuition of guidance that says this is the way to go. And I think that the lesson I learned through that, even showing up to process with you all, is that yes, yes, yes. I love it when you say, yes and, or yes, more of that, please, right? And so there's this sense of integrity. I ended with sharing about how the not knowing came up very clearly about integrity and knowing. And like it was like a handstand, like and I realized it was the letter I, which I often use with my own clients, and feeling tall in our integrity and our regalness and our sovereignty of life. And so, yeah, I'm realizing that the guidance is there, and trusting that inner guidance. And since I said, no to that group, so many beautiful other seeds have emerged and unfolded about resourcing, with the source of all things. And so I just would like to share that I took a step into the unknown. I said no. I kind of second guessed myself. But as the days and weeks, and as I disclosed to the group the why, it was very clear. And once I did that, once I stepped into it and I followed my decision, my choice that was mine, and I trusted that, everything else unfolded. And it was just a beautiful object lesson that though we don't know the future, one step at a time offers us the next doorway, the next doorway, the next doorway. And so that's just my little share. I guess what is showing up, that the bells and whistles are going off in terms of feeling that sense of loneliness in the journey, when we're kind of, I work in my studio basically all day long now when I don't have clients. And so, whereas 4 years ago, I was surrounded by people 24/7. And so I'm really entering a new place of discovering self, and being okay with the inner community, and developing that inner community, the inner counsel, the inner voice. And so I'm just curious how that will unfold in the process, and today with all of you. So I'll stop with that. Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you. Great report to hear the unfolding of that. And then also to know what's coming up here, this inner community and voice, and the loneliness being that entry point, way to access and enter into it. Oh, I know Francesca's on Starlink, so sometimes she bops on and off. So we'll see if she bops back on again. Hope so. Any more reports? Anywhere arising? Doesn't have to be, but just checking.
It's been a while, but I was in Vietnam for a few months earlier in the year. I got married since we last talked, but I think I said that was coming up. But so it's all been good, but I'm still in that place of this is an ongoing theme for me. I really came in really just for the parallel processing, and so Eric, I resonated with a little bit of what you said with this long distance marriage, where my wife's in Vietnam and I'm here. She will join me eventually, but my instability is is an inhibiting factor to that, because she doesn't really want to come here to be into instability when I'm not stable. But I feel as if I'm more in this place of waiting, because I've had enough of being a sessional for basically 10 years, and it's I really need to be doing more. There's so much more I can do, but really my intent was to be here to just be part of the container, uphold the space, and to parallel process. So.
Excellent. Well, there sounds like there's going to be plenty of opportunity to parallel process. So good. Thank you for the report and congratulations on your marriage. Yeah. And hello, Stability. You are welcome here. Yeah. Thanks, David. Karima? Yeah? No?
I just said hello.
Yeah.
Been a while
Hello.
here. I definitely resonated with a lot of what Eric said. But I didn't jot it down, so I'm trying to kind of recall it, but it was like 5 different things, and I was like, oh, this will be a good one today.
Yeah, yep. Along for the ride, huh?
Yeah.
Parallel ride. All righty. Thanks. Nice to have your energy with us and holding this space and parallel processing along. Great. Okay, so I know that there's at least 3, and we'll see. Hopefully, Francesca makes it back. So nice to do self-inquiry with her, but definitely Eric, you're up, and Melinda. Why don't we just take it in the order that it went? So that would put you, unless do either of you need to leave soon? Then that would put you first. Okay. No, you're good. Okay. So I'm going to screen share and bring up the tablet. Okay. Francesca I didn't see the note in chat. So she said she might get called for work and needs to leave. So bummer. Too bad. Okay. Well, hopefully when you watch this replay, because there were a lot of resonance, Eric, with your share, right? So Francesca, if you watch this replay, hi, and hopefully what's about to unfold here will be of good assistance to you too. I'm sorry you got pulled off to work. Okay, so let's screen share. Bring up my drawing tablet here. Blank sheet of paper, get my tools up. I'm just going to work from blank because we're going to do self-inquiry. I do have a template for self-inquiry, but sometimes I find working blank allows me some more room for it, and I can just kind of be more free-form with it. And since I work with so many templates, it's kind of nice to be free-form. Eric, do you have a particular content color you want?
I mean, I constantly draw in gray, so I like your color. You've got much more confident, bold colors. So
Okay, so I can go with whatever. Okay, whatever. I guess we'll go with corporate blue since you're in that world.
perfect. Yeah.
Or maybe green for the other connotation. Yeah. Okay, so let's just, because there were multiple things, and I'm not going to pull them all out because we in our subconscious minds all know what happened. So, and there's lots of resonance. So the left brain has all the points that were shared, and the right brain feels the emotions and the energetics and stuff of it. And so that's what these are to represent with this cloud. Is like they're little bullet points, right? Little stacks of information. And one of the big things with the self-inquiry is just to welcome. So, and I'm going to throw out different things. I don't think you and I have done much self-inquiry, if any, together. So I'm going to throw out different things like on the coffee table, and they'll kind of waft over you. And then maybe some things will happen, like you might feel sensations in your body. You might feel some kind of sense of in your energetic field. You might have some thoughts running through your mind. You might get some memories, right? Anything can happen. So your job is just let me know as I put these things on the coffee table, if they waft over you, if there's any kind of things you notice, and nothing's wrong, right? It doesn't matter if you get something that's supposedly weird or something. Like, just if you feel comfortable enough, let me know what's going on. And that it unfolds layer by layer, like Bree was saying, talking about the one she did last time. So the big, beautiful sentence is, hello, all that stuff. You are welcome here. And it's a mix, right? So there's some stuff that's so-called positive, so that there's a liking about it or a preference about it. And there's a bunch of stuff that's not so positive, right? That you don't like, and there's aversion to. So it's a whole muddle of stuff. And we're just saying, hello, all that stuff, you're welcome here. It's here, so you might as well welcome it. Yeah. Because there might be other things that you tend to do, which we as human beings do, right? Especially with the aversion. So instead of doing all that stuff, we're just like taking a breath and just like, you're welcome here, all that stuff. And then just seeing if there's anything that happens as you just welcome it. Anything that you notice.
I do sense a profound calm. Every time I interact with you, you really do a fantastic job of holding the space, and I feel very alien typically in my normal world, but the kind of people that you attract, and even the people on this, specifically on this call, I didn't know that I would be able to relate to anybody because I'm always such a weirdo. Like, so I'm glad that by showing up authentically that it resonated with other people, which is just, it shouldn't surprise me, but it always does. So thank you.
Yeah. Love that too. So if you're not a weirdo, what's the flip?
I'm
In this group anyway, you're what?
I'm welcome. I'm one of you.
Yes, beautiful. And I'm going to just tweak it to one of us instead of one of you. One of us. Yeah. Yeah. So, hey, how awesome. You welcome all that stuff and kabamo, profound calm, and feeling welcomed and part of, and an us instead of a isolated. Yes, please. How awesome is that? So we're just saying, yeah, we like this. Yes, please. That's what the Ree was saying. Yes, please. More, please. Yes, please to profound calm. And yes, please to being welcomed and one of. And you might even, because it's happening, we can even invite it more, right? Invite it to stretch out even more if it likes, right? We're working with consciousness here, right? Whether you want to call it the subconscious or the collective at large, right? So you're just saying, yeah, you're welcome here. Stretch on out. Stretch out, calm. You might want to ground into me. You might want to, like the eye Bree was talking about, the standing up and the dignity. You might want to stretch out. Same thing for the welcoming and the being one of. And there might be yeah buts, or it might actually be able to stretch out in you. What do you notice?
I'm feeling that I'm melting in a good way. Like it to
Excellent.
because I'm constantly having to perform at work, and it's holding the space for these brilliant people all the time who've got their own agendas, and to actually be, I feel loved on just by being around you guys. So I appreciate it.
Yeah, excellent. Excellent. Melting in a good way, loved on. Yes, please. Yes, please. We like this, more of this. And just that appreciation. And just feeling so much the parasympathetic nervous system, right? The calm, the all those intense environments and the having to perform and look after everybody now just kind of coming into you, and that effect it has on the nervous system. Yes, please. Yeah. And yes, please to loved on. Yeah. Yes, please. Yes, please. More of that. You're welcome here. And this may just be it in a fast nutshell, just getting to this and just being with this, right? Giving your nervous system this break that is so needed to come into this kind of resonance. We don't want to rush this, but if there's anything else there, it might be being able to commune with this, or it might be some sort of yabba comes in. Just let me know.
It is one of the participants just trusting yourself, and I'm constantly trying to predict the future, but you can't. And taking the visual language she used of every footstep opening the doorway to the next future. It was just a really profoundly useful way of looking.
So we gotta say the other too. So you're giving me a hint, and normally most inquirers we have to do this, right? So the other side of it, the doer, the mind. I've got my auto shape on here and it screws up lettering. So let's get mind, intellect. These are, you could call it left brain, whatever, lots of different words. And that aspect comes with the doer, that set of hands. So you kind of reference that in a way, and what you're experiencing right now is kind of the opposite of it. So it's going to bring it down more, especially this love dawn brings it into the heart. And the belly is just the deepest, most grounding, instinctual body part. So first off with that mind, because it's maybe not right now, but typically, especially the environment you're in, it's heavy duty mind, intellect, and doing oriented. So we're just being real compassionate with the mind who tries to figure things or deliver things from that aspect of being. And that's huge. Minds always have a heart. So I'm just drawing a little heart inside that mind. It's of service. It's a coping mechanism. Most of us have it. Survival even mechanism. In our modern world, most of us have that highly developed, especially if folks I attract to, because like attracts like. That's one of my big coping mechanisms. And thank goodness we have it. We don't want to get rid of it. We want to keep our practicality, but we just want to also bring in some of this other so we can relax more. So this doesn't become, the bureaucrat in the office that's going crazy or the hamster on the wheel. Yeah. Because when it gets like that, it's so painful. So we're just to that mind who's working so hard, and the doer that works so hard, and to those people that you're around so much because their minds and doers are working so hard, lots of compassion. Because it can get painful, and it's painful being around folks who've got that revved up so much.
Yeah, to sit with this.
Go ahead.
Just the reminder that my natural inclination is that the super logical doer, executive, go, and for you to, hey, it's okay to go deeper and melt a little bit.
In fact, when you bring this stuff on and you get all three of them firing more together, and you bring that energetic and resonance in, that's the best way that you can help them too. Yes, you keep all your wonderful practical skills. And your drawing and your strategy and your financial and all that, but your resonance, your transference of that what we're all feeling here right now, right? This gravity that's come in, the stillness. And now you're getting at more of these three centers aligned in you. Just appreciate it in the moment, not anything we have to do with it. However, we're saying it's also very practical, and it's probably going to be part of your moving forward, right? Even if it can be invisible. Nobody has to even know that that's what you're doing, but you do end up affecting things by being and doing that. Yeah. So now let's just see where we're at, because I threw a lot on the coffee table. So just see, what do you notice?
I agree with everything that there's no rejection of any of these things. It's
okay.
You're right on with it, and being able to show up fully for myself will allow me, because I am in a position of influence.
Yep.
Global influence, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So I ought to be as human and grounded as possible, which will help me to show up even more powerfully for the people that I have influence over.
Exactly. Let's get that in. All of this we're welcoming now. Global influence. Yes, please. Yes. So first off, showing up for myself. Yes, please. Yes, please. Good idea. Human and grounded. Yes, please. Yes, please. Good idea. We like it. And global influence. Yeah. Right. So all this, as this came aligned, now it's really, this is like not just a longing, because it's so close to being actualized. It's not some far off vision, but just welcoming it. Yeah, good idea. We like that. Woohoo. You know my magnetism map, right? So adding this stuff into your ever evolving magnetism map. Yes, please. And we're just, because we're working with consciousness, since you're also kind of working with aviation, right? You're going to like this metaphor. So when you identify stuff like this, right, it's just so close, but it's like it's a big old plane and you're the gate at the airport, right? You know how the people get on the tarmac and they guide the plane in with those neon sticks, right? So you got your neon sticks and you're saying, hey, come on in. Come on in, showing up for myself. Come on in, human and grounded. Come on in, global influence. I'm right here. I'm ready for you. Gates open. And you see, as you're going to that aspect of consciousness, how it's responding. Is it coming into the gate? How are you responding if it's receiving the invitation? Maybe it docks up and those contents, the people and the things in it start to unload into you and your field, right? Tell me what's going on over there as I evoke it through this metaphor. That's what we're trying to invite. Just come on in this stuff. Hey, even more. Good idea. Ground on in. Stretch on out. I'm here. I'm ready for it.
I know that this is what is needed to take my life and impact to where it needs to be. And it's so obvious now that I've allowed the space for it to wash over me. What's holding me back is not my ability to draw or the bureaucratic crap that goes on. It's being able to show up for each and every single one of those interactions with people fully grounded and present that I already want to listen to me. They want the things that I bring to them, and I'm in a unique position to do these things. But if I'm in my head trying to scheme up the next thing, it's going
big bow to the head, because being in your head is still going to be there, right? You still bring all that, but not only. Yes, and yeah. All of this, yes, and yeah. This is the team, the full team. And they too have the full team over there in them, but this tends to what happen in our world, and especially in the business environment and stuff, as and it gets a little, again, that upstairs gets a little kooky. Yeah. Okay, so just agreeing, yes, please. Wow. And the mind, the heart, the belly is all in congruence with it. And the ahhs are happening. And there's a little bit of kicking yourself like, hey, this should have been obvious. But how nice that it is now obvious now. Yes, please. Realization, right? Realization is happening. A liberation happening too. That may be complete right there. Just see if there's anything else that wants to merge in the now. If there's any yeah, but, or any psst that happens.
Other than when I meet the people and when I speak with them with the mind stuff, and then I even taking it to the drawing stuff to my hand, they all constantly want to go upwards instead of going downwards. So I need to be able to have the courage and have this kind of practice to go deeper, because it's naturally they want to go up, and this drawing thing helps them go up. And
right.
To have the courage to pause and ground, and so my stuff really needs to be together.
Yeah. Wonderful. And you just so called it too, courage. I think Francesca brought in that word too. So yes, please, to courage. That's a big word in shifting the power, which Francesca's gone through with Annika, Lucas, and I, and courage. So glow sticks, right? You already have tons of courage, but this is a different kind of courage, right? So hey, bring in that courage, the next level of courage, next development. Hey, I'm right here. glow sticks, come on in. And same thing with a practice, right? You're talking your own spiritual practice or your own grounded practice, whatever words you want to put on it. Yes, please, to that. Yeah. So those planes you're beckoning in, hey, come on in, courage. And hey, that plane that's got practice on me, my practice, come on in. Let's help ground. Let's go deeper. Are they responding? What do you notice?
Yeah, it's all right there for me.
Yeah, beautiful. Now, we've been speaking a lot about professional. Do a little check on the personal.
Just the physical sound of like exhaustion. I mean, it is so much work just to keep it together. I have to be fully for myself, but I'm also overextended for my partner, and it doesn't feel much like a partnership. It feels more like I'm bringing 150% because she's not handling this decision we made together very well. So I'm carrying the both of us while I'm here, not even fully. I'm this liminal space of 1 foot here, 1 foot there, and I'm just constantly being.
So let's try some of these ones that you were able to sow, because we were talking more on the professional and it was all able to come in. Let's also alert it, right? Hey, not just professional, personal too. So in my personal life, in our marriage, right, of the going deeper and grounding and the courage and the practice and the calm. Getting out the glow sticks and inviting it in for both of you. Because when you're in your marriage, it's a shared entity, right? Yes, your partner also has her own stuff to do as she cares to. Same for you. But through you, it's fair game to access the energetic of the marriage.
Yeah, and I need to call those spiritual airplanes in and accept them and land them. They're flying all over. It's chaos going on in both areas of my life, and I really need to give them a flight plan and ground them.
Yes, please. Yes, please. To that. Yeah, you're getting both. And I could see it when the instruction was given. Oh yeah, I can replicate it over here too, right? And then the ahas and insights would come. And so we're just going to agree. Also, you can ask for extra support. So we've heard it in the container, everybody. So if you've got it happening on multiple fronts, right? And we get this kind of thing going where they're all tumbling up there in the air, ask for extra support, ask for graces on the case, right? You can kind of do a big holler out there, psst, help. Any extra support is wanted, please, is desired, right? And depending on how you have the larger picture framed up, right? Whether that's the universe or that's God or that's aspects, archetypes like grace, right? You're just saying to whatever you have a relationship with, or even something that you don't, that you can feel is helpful and good. Hey, I'm right here. Please. Extra support for me and my marriage, please. Our marriage, extra support, right? I got a lot going on right now. How is that to call in extra support?
I unspokenly got me here today. I was feeling I put that into the universe over the last couple of days of really needing to escalate this, and suddenly, bing, like we're starting in an hour. I'm like, oh, I know her.
That's awesome. Good. Yay. So yes, please. It's already happening. So that recognition, and we're just gonna, when I do these concentric circles here, right? We're just, again, like this other ones here, we're just inviting this, come on in, come in more. Again, it knows how it likes to move. Sometimes it's grounding, sometimes it's standing up, sometimes it's expanding, right? That kind of feel. So just extra support. You're welcome to stretch out in here. And thank you, because you already did, because that bing of the email came up to get me here into Satsang and remind me I've got some support through the form of Christina. Yeah. And the wonderful people she attracts.
It's letting that melting experience is happening again. It's like, oh yeah.
Good. That's the shift in the energetic, and it's showing us that stuff is calibrating and rearranging, and it's working, Eric. It's happening. Yeah. So just continue to be with that. I'm going to shift to doing an inquiry with someone else, so more will happen as I work with them too. But just this melting that's happening, good. Just be with the melting. Just keep melting me, keep grounding through me, keep coming into my partnership and our shared energetic and sphere, please. Yes, please, to extra support. Yes, please, to not being a weirdo, to being welcome, to being part of, to having a fit, to belonging. I'll give you the title privileges. If you were to put a title on your journey, what would the title be? As you know, titles can help frame things, and
it's not captured on here, so flight control really makes sense.
excellent. I like it. Yeah, controlling your flight a little bit more. Sorry, what was that?
There's some duality in that language. So
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, I get it. I know where you are. Yeah. Okay, excellent title. Thank you. So beautiful to do inquiry with you, and just keep grokking with it. It's grokking you. And these things have ways too of continuing to ripple, right? And continue to unfold, hence the reports, right? So hopefully, and I'm going to be in your region, and you and I will talk about doing a coffee or something when I am. So I'll have a report soon enough, probably.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to get, let me get Linda in here. Don't know how long she's been sitting there. And I'm just going to give a quick save so I don't lose this. Let me put that in. Hey, Linda, welcome. We just wrapped an inquiry for Eric, and I'm about to go into another one. So hang with us, and welcome to the co-creation. Okay, good to see you. Melinda. There may be, when we come off of some inner work and some shared resonance, sometimes there's something that wants to be said or spoken about that with the dove play and interconnection to what you brought. So I'm just kind of curious, how are you at this point in time? And then we'll see where we go from here.
You talking to me?
Oh no, Linda, sorry.
okay,
The names
sorry.
are close. There's a Melinda and a Linda. Yeah. Are you muted? Yeah, you're muted. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I've been doing great. And just sort of the dimensions are, for lack of a better term, really opening and
Activated. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been like, oh, I ask for this and it shows up, and I ask for that, and it shows up, and just a great, been really enjoying the prayer life, and the increased focus and concentration that meditation has really taken on. I mean, I've been meditating for a long time, but
Let's welcome that. So enjoying it. And then you said focus and something?
The level of focus and concentration I have has been just increasing for me. And like, I haven't really experienced this before. So a lot of sort of, I think, upgrading has been occurring, which is
Beautiful.
really lovely, and just feel, I mean, I kind of always feel at home anyway, but really so in touch every moment with whatever you want to call source, God. It's in everything. And I put in a huge vegetable garden this year, which I've never done before. So tried to do that without spending any money, which was really interesting and fun. And so it's just like a prayer to the earth. It's been so lovely. I wanted to have food to share with other people, and hopefully enough to take to the food pantry. But so it's just been really extra magical. And it just feels like there's another sort of loop happening with dream life. And I've been adding to my toolbox things that I think are complementary to shift it. And
cool.
Yeah, it's been really important to me. So, but it's just great, stepping out of belief into knowledge and what really is, actual reality. And recognizing the dreaming in real life. But I feel I've started to I make like a creative transition. I just like songs are constantly coming in to my head, and I got a book outline, unfortunately standing on one leg in yoga, so I have to go figure out how to retrieve that. But,
Did you say a book outline?
Yeah. So and so all this stuff just is like pouring in imagery, all kinds of things actually that have just been, I think you probably can't see it, but drawing today from my dreams and stuff.
Yeah,
but,
downloads.
Yeah, a lot of downloads, and it just seems as if this is an auspicious time for me to really get serious about adding clients. I'm working with a couple of really wonderful people, and I really enjoy them, and I think it's vice versa since we're working together.
Yeah.
But
do a yes please to that, and then we'll go into the
yes
but.
please. Yeah. So
adding the clients.
Yeah. So I think that might be why I'm here, is just to manifest that. And in the past, when I've wanted clients, I've opened the door and just said, okay, universe, just deliver people to me, whoever is the right person. And I'm feeling as if I'd like to do something a little more formal, maybe not too formal.
Wouldn't it be nice if, just a little, wouldn't it be nice if riff?
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like, yes, please, to this being auspicious time. Yeah. Good idea. We like that. And yes, please, to getting serious, quote unquote, about adding clients. And then the not so serious, but still serious and practical way of doing it. Wouldn't it be nice if? And by the way, Eric, this can be done for anything, even marriages. So wouldn't it be nice if? Wouldn't it be this nice and light and fun? So wouldn't it be nice if around
let's see,
precious time.
Wouldn't it be nice if just like the 5 perfect people showed up next week?
Yay.
Yeah. And then maybe 3 more in a month.
Okay, good. Excellent. 5 people next week. And they were the perfect people. We'll get into that in a sec. And then 3 more in the month. So you're looking for about 8.
Yeah. I think that's doable. My mom is still with us and have a house full of people. So lots to to love and enjoy there. And
That's the right feeling size for you. You want about 8 clients. Good.
yeah, I think that would be
Define
great.
perfect. If you're to poke in, what's the adjective? Who are you finding that you like? Like, what's the essence underneath the form?
People who are very serious about spiritual practice. And I actually yesterday just sat down and like whipped up a little, well, I would call it a brochure, but it's not really for that. But so people are very serious about their spiritual practice, are really doing it, and need a partner. People who are really ready to get radically honest and want to be in a really loving space to do that, and are ready to, attune the body, train the mind, open and soften the heart, and, strengthen and expand the energy system. Those are like the 4 places that I work in.
Can you say those again? Because they came so fast, I couldn't get them.
Sorry.
Perfect. Yeah, hopefully you can say them again. Attune the body,
no, I can. Attune the body, train
Yep.
the mind, open and soften the heart,
Yes.
and strengthen and expand the energy system.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, those are the 4, spiritual aspects that I work with, and that I work with in with my
Yes,
clients.
please. Yes, please. Good idea. We like it. Hey, Grace is on the case. More of this, please.
Yeah. So I'm just so like, my heart is just bursting open, and I just really want to share with people, just by holding that space so that they open up. And I've been studying energy healing modalities to help people open and shift. And so I just think it's a great compliment to all the skills that I learned.
Good.
And
There's the energy protocols too. Excellent. So just yes, and also the feeling, like the enjoyment, right, of the heart, so radiant, and the being able to help and assist people in that alignment and that their own unfoldment. So yes, please, we like it. Good idea. Now just notice what's happening. I'm assuming it's all just connecting and calibrating, and any buts, or it's all just free flowing, able to allow, able to connect with.
Yeah, I think maybe I don't, it might be a but it's just a resistance to doing a lot of heavy marketing and things like that.
Oh yeah. So say not necessary. No, it's not necessary.
Yeah, I just don't.
And just see, as you say, not necessary, right? There might be a firm little, sometimes all we need is a no, right? Is a boundary, right? Because as we all do know, and some of us very deeply, right? That all that it's not that it's not helpful for some people because it gets to the alignment, etc. But it can certainly be done without all that stuff. So what happens when you say no to it? Not necessary.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I feel so light, and so just the energy is just flowing, and it just feels so right. And it feels like the room looks empty, but it's really full with a lot of help from the universe, angelic realms. I don't know what you want to call it, but
sure.
So as you said, I'm getting chills. Like, no, it's not necessary, because it'll happen.
Okay, so I'm not sure how you determined it, but let's just call it something along the lines of like yucky marketing. All right, and
it's just that it's the energetic of taking. Like, I just want to start doing this now. I think that's it.
Good. Say yes, please, to that.
Yes, please. Woohoo.
Yes, please. Just start doing it now. Let's just manifest it now. You probably are with some of the folks in this group. Yeah. Just manifest now. And by the way, there were two people that you did your, when you did visual coaching, remember how they responded to you? You might want to follow up with both of them.
Okay.
Because I know how things have unfolded in their life. And I know also that probably the spiritual direction work that you do, and now what's happening here with the energetic work and the open heart, probably worth the email follow-up. Yeah. Now that, you know, the auspicious time lining up and you're getting serious about some more clients. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. Oh, this is fun.
Just check what's up. It seems like it's all good. So just resonating with it, grokking with it, marinating with it. Yes, please. Yes, in communion with this, right? Of what happened when you release the whole, oh, but I have to do it this way, and the yucky marketing and the physical world stuff. Ugh, right? That's a killjoy. Yeah. So no, not necessary. Oh, right. There's all this help that I'm all tapped into. Yeah. And it can be fun. Let's just manifest it now. Couple emails, couple whatever, bingo bango. Yes, please.
Yep. Yep. That's the word, fun. This just feels so fun. And that is just something that I wish for everyone to have.
So let's cross it out. Forget that yucky stuff, and let's just make it fun. I mean, you know, it's kind of in the realm of marketing if you're reaching out because it's connected with business or whatever, or just what you're doing is doing it. But that too is marketing, right? This kind of fun, energetic way about it. And that's a yes. That's a yes. There's a no. So yes, please.
Yes.
This is necessary. Fun, please.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be nice to get an email that says, I've been having so much fun, you know, with my spiritual process. Would you like to give it a whirl?
Well, why not? That's authentic, right? I mean, it's certainly fun what's been happening and unfolding for you.
Yeah.
Beautiful and delightful. And who wouldn't want to get in on that? Yes, please.
Yeah. I mean, and everybody has their healing. But there's such joy in that too, even in the difficult moments. You know, I even on the days when there are tears in the room, you know, walk out with just the biggest, most open heart and so much joy. So there's just so much more going on than the tears or what seems like a difficult moment. Mm-hmm. Often a release and, as you talked about, a recalibration.
Mm-hmm.
Fun.
So just see, we might be there for this journey. So just seeing what's going on, what you're encountering in your field. The heart just radiant and open and wants to play and have fun and connect at that level with people.
Yeah, I mean, I can feel sort of in the field around me. You know, there's a lot of healing that needs to be done.
Yeah.
But that's also wonderful.
Let's just go to the yes. So healing.
Open our lives. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, please. To healing to be done.
Yeah.
And there's lots of healing, no doubt, right? Healing lots of healing to be done.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. Yes, please. Lots of healing that needs to be done and wants to be done in the world. And here you are with your bucket full of tools and your transmission and radiance on the energetic. Yes, please.
And
all that contributing to the healing to be done.
Right. And then, you know, connecting through whatever the portals are for people into, you know, the larger reality. You talk about consciousness all the time, Christina.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
connecting to the larger reality. Yes, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the portals to get there. Yes, please.
Yeah. So that we never have to feel alone. We feel what's really there.
What's the flip of alone?
One.
Yeah.
Wow.
If you were to put a title on your journey, what would it be? Knowing it's continuing to unfold.
Ah. Mm. Just blessed journey.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, please, to blessed journey for you and for all. Yes, please.
Thank you, Christina.
My pleasure. Bree, what a perfect segue to aloneness. Let's piggyback. How are you at this point in time? Oh, unmute.
Is it Miranda? No, who just spoke a
Melinda.
minute ago?
Melinda.
Melinda. Melinda, I think you were reading my cards. Yeah, I just, everything you were saying was resonating with my journey. And I too would call it a blessed journey. The integration of new spiritual modalities that are just integrating this deep sense of a blessed journey. And so I just want to honor that process within you and how it has helped really ground and reorganize, almost like a mirror, like a reflection on what's been happening in my life this past couple weeks. And it is blessed and it is joyful. And so, yeah, when we talk about aloneness, I think shifting from the former, I think what's showing up for me is I'm recognizing that there was an imprint that I've dealt with most of my life of loneliness, of carrying the weight of life on one shoulder, my shoulders. And then all of a sudden, when you connect to source and you walk with source moment by moment, you're never alone. And when there are feelings of aloneness, it's reminding me of the opportunity to shift, the opportunity to come back home. And then it's like, so it's that constant reminder, constant flow. And so I guess the blessed part is that I'm recognizing this and that it's actually happening, that that there is a difference between being alone and being lonely. Clearly, we've all heard that before. And I want to hook into, I believe it was Eric, something Eric was saying about, and I think even someone else, maybe a long distance relationship. And it kind of brings up some real, 15 years of being with a spouse who's had a global healthcare project here in Guatemala. And so 50% of our marriage of 23 years has been living apart. We've spent the past 4 years living in here. It's for the first time in my life, married to him, that we've actually been in the same house for 4 months at a time.
Wow. Yeah.
So, and there have been lots of feelings of being abandoned, being alone, living in a culture where I wasn't fluent in Spanish 4 years ago, and then he'd go back to Boston to work in the hospital. But I'll say, hold on and trust, because that journey of having married someone and never ever would have thought that I would not be having a partner for those 50% of the time, and going through a lot of resentment and frustration and wishing it were different, to come out to the other side to realize how much work that opportunity, which is so unique. How many of us in life can say we're living apart from our spouse? And so I am just celebrating hearing this story of others, celebrating the fact that if this situation hadn't have happened over the past 15 years, I wouldn't have had to look at all of the triggers, the sense of abandonment, the sense of aloneness, to get to a place where now I can actually be in my studio, be in a home where I'm not alone. And actually there are deep, deep wells of resources. And so, I just want to celebrate that it is possible to really have the well filled and to live in that, and to be fulfilled as an individual. I really feel that, my husband's doing his own inner work, but it's because the resident of the work that I've been doing. And, I think couples are attracted for whatever reasons. And, sometimes those challenges get separated, they cause us to feel separated, but actually that's the very thing that we need to work on. And so it has been a blessed journey.
Kind of amazing, isn't it? In a small group, and it gets attracted. Here's another theme that's running through it. So distance, and maybe, I don't know what the stats are, if it really truly is different from the bulk, probably, but this sense of, alternative arrangement from the mainstream or the norm, et cetera. So you've got a jump on it in terms of longevity from two of our other peer mates here in this group. Yeah. And their relationships. Hi. Something that came up for me with the aloneness, and also seeing the connect and walk with source. And most people will know this play on words, right? Alone and all one. So with what Melinda was working, right? Those two words. And there's a big old polarity in here. And so polarities come up a lot. We did a polarity square last time when you were here, Bree, right? With the trusting self. I see a polarity in here. And I just also want another one it can be is like the human and the spiritual.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is really present as a theme often here in Satsang, but I'm really feeling it in this one. And this, I do have to work this one and continue to a lot. Just lots of compassion to the human being. And like you're saying, with the triggers and the vulnerability. And, we are in these very delicate flesh meat suits, right? With their fragilities, right? Like it's just such a courageous, back to the word courageous, thing, act of manifestation, whatever, however it happens, right? To be here in life in the human form. So just to our human selves, and of course in the separation that happens with being into form and bodies, right? That understandable frame of alone, and that we do leave this source and oneness, right? And the spiritual, and they right? We have this at the same time, that vulnerable human and that incredibly connected all is, who knows we're part of it. We are the ocean, right? Instead of the droplet. And that operates at the same time.
Yeah.
And to, if there is a life imprint, and, you know, so much so that you've also, with your marriage of 15 years, with the 50% of the time not being together, yeah, kind of fits like the soul journey or whatever has been set up here for this particular body and form, right? How incredible to be working both of them, to be really experiencing this polarity of the alone and the all one at the same time.
Yeah, the word nourishment comes up, and I think someone said this at the very beginning of the call. But to me, that's the water that runs through it all. Like, you know, the interconnection, the roots, the rhizomes that connects the flesh and the quantum, you know, the field. And
there's another one.
and the
Yeah, let's
system,
get this. Here's
right?
here's human, here's flesh, here's quantum, another way of articulating it. Yeah. Another nuance to the polarity. Yeah.
But it's like the oxygen, the water, the nourishment. I think of it like this really beautiful, energetic kind of a river that runs through our bodies, our energy system, the world, nature, this rose in front of me, and each one of you here. And that's just about putting the lens on, you know, really putting on that perspective that, you know, everyone has once been our mother. You know, I love that from my Tibetan Buddhist studies, and it really is true that we are all connected in that way, karmically connected in collective consciousness, and and yet we're individuals. We have our unique story, our unique karmic causes and conditions that form us, and yet we're not the form. Right. So again, form and formless.
There's another one. Beautiful. Yeah. So form, formless. Yeah. This conundrum of both yes and.
Yeah. And fullness and emptiness.
Good. Yeah.
The compassion and the wisdom, you know, being in the heart, and then also having perspective of wisdom and seeing the big picture. That is also cognitive and emotional. Yeah, all of that.
There's the big picture, and this would be the little picture, I guess. Or the smaller picture, the human picture. Now, I love this interconnection and nourishment, and it's already so happening. And let's also get the mind in, because the mind's, this is an important aspect too. The mind's got the concepts. All of us who are spiritual students and stuff, right? Our minds will get it at the mind intellectual level, which is all good. We need that too. And then this embodiment level here of these high spiritual principles, let's put that in. It's part of what I can feel and what Melinda's sharing, that embodiment that's happening. And interconnection and nourishment, obviously this is, you're bringing it, so it's personal, but it's also collective, right? Like so much of what we've been talking about and interacting with today is through the forms of each of us and this group, but it's also, we're part of humanity, right? So how about a glow stick, right? Come on in, since you're the person who's bringing this to Satsang, so we're able to access it, this portal through you. Hello, interconnection. Hello, nourishment. Come on right in, right? So you can do it. All of us can do it, to go, hey, come on in. We're right here. We're open. Yes, please, for more interconnection and nourishment. Yes, please. Come on in. Come on, root down in me. Rise up, stretch out, however you like. For that regeneration.
Another, like, that's like, you know, where healing and transformation really takes root is about regeneration. And that's like Mother Earth, the Great Mother, again, all things interconnected, water, the feminine, the divine feminine, the divine masculine coming in union of oneness. So it's just, it's a beautiful, just all is one.
Yes, please. Yes, please. All of that good stuff. You are welcome here. And to to that sweet human in you, in all of us, in all of humanity, right? To those sweet human forms, the little picture one, the flesh. I think somebody said ego earlier, right? Aw, hey, yes, please, to that part of us.
Yeah.
Right, to the one who's so brave and so courageous to come on the human journey in that vulnerability. Hey, interconnection for you, nourishment, regeneration. Yes, please. Because it's the one who's going through at the human level, right? As much as there's also our spiritual self who's completely fine. The spiritual self doesn't need the interconnection, nourishment. It's already got it, but our human self sure does. So what's happening? I can feel it myself as I'm like piggybacking and able to take that in for myself. How about your human one? How's it feeling as you're pulling in for it? Connection, nourishment, and regeneration.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. Over the past couple of months, I've been working on a series of 10 paintings that visually show this story of, spirit coming into flesh and taking the form of earth and a river, and a storm comes in, and the humans get into knots. And anyway, so I'm just going through that painting. I'm going the story and going, this is life. This is regeneration. This is teaching. This is learning. And I'm actually feeling a lot of clarity about the work that I do, and the profound nature of the work, and how so many people are so hungry. And when we nourish ourselves, we bring that frequency, that vibration into everybody that is around us. And so I'm just, again, feeling very integrated, surprised. I got on the call like not really knowing, there wasn't really anything big to share but it really just is, again, the blessed journey that comes, that wants to come forward and wants to speak to us and wants to be heard and seen, and brought more and more into this earth, this human form, the blessing, of true love and connection and joy. And the flexibility. I feel like, water is like flow like water, right? That there's that ability to be adaptable to whatever situation. Like Eric, you talked about, the challenge of being in work and like going back and forth, kind of this like, how do I navigate this environment? And that's like that inner wisdom of just staying rooted and grounded like a bamboo. Bamboo's like so strong and yet so flexible. And so the resiliency that we are as humans, like the amazing higher intelligence that we have to be vessels of that, right? It makes me really proud to be a human being, not an animal or a another sentient being, but
Well, and there's the pride in the human form, proud to be human. So just agreeing with that.
I mean, like, we're royal creators, right? Like, we could co-create with the universe. We have so much power when we use it for altruistic intent, and to be vessels for the highest and greatest good on this planet. It's pretty amazing that we can actually be utilized that way, and we are. And
there's a big being utilized. Yes, please.
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm here. Hollow bone, right? Funnel through. Use me. So just checking inside. How's it feeling? What's your report over there? This is what's emerging in your inquiry. Anything you notice?
I feel like I just had a lovely smorgasbord. Like, I feel full in my organs. Like, like nourished, like a happy, sweet meal that's going to just get metabolized in the most fabulous ways and build great muscle and great neurons. And yeah,
Sounds
it's
yummy.
all beautiful. Yeah.
Okay, so a nourishing sweet. Yes, please.
Yeah, well, I'm off to the gym after this, so I'm thinking about the reality of pumping some iron in about an hour.
So just checking, this might be where we're at on this inquiry, what step by step has unfolded, and just inviting more of that nourishing sweet feel, right? It's not literally a sweet, but it's, hey, even better, it's that nourishing feel, especially for that sweet human part that understandably encounters the aloneness as you've come off what happened with your group, right? With that dismantling of that group. And you were saying in your original check-in about inner community and voice. Yes, please. Yes, please. You're welcome here. Hello, nourishing sweet. We like this feel for that sweet human aspect. As much as we're tapped in and that's authentic with the spiritual, just really comforting and being there and looking after and providing things for the human aspect. It's okay, I got you. Saying to the human one. Yeah. You're okay to have your feelings and your aloneness and your understandable stuff that comes up. Normal.
Yeah.
I'm right here for you. We're here. And to humanity, right? It's such a universal complaint, if you will, right? Universal experience, universal thing to have happen.
Yeah.
And we can do that for ourselves, just have that kind of compassion and care and nurturing and sweetness to self, our human part, and seeing that in other people too, like, aw, yeah, being human's tough. More nourishment, please. More kindness, please. More tapped into the bigger picture and compassion for the human, not having to do the spiritual bypass too, right? Where we leave the human in the dust, but yes, and.
Yeah, there's a great, there's like an image that always, that is coming to me, and it's just one of a mandala. You know, that center is just this shaft of light and all of the parts, and they're all just doing what they do. And it's just a lovely, well-organized kind of psyche, you know, of wholeness. And
yep. Well-organized psyche. You are welcome here. Yes, please.
Yeah.
All those parts. Yeah. And
doing their job.
acceptance,
even the hidden parts, even the shadow parts, they're like, it's okay, you can take your time, but you can come out to play and we can just explore and see what's here, and you all have a role. And yeah, there's a great again, just fluidity, just neutrality, but underlining joy without any intrepidation. Just knowing, it's all okay, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's the blessed journey.
You're all welcome here. You're all welcome here. You're all understandable in your context. You're all part of the whole. Yeah, we've got the whole universe within us too, right? With our parts.
Yeah, absolutely. And resources. That's the most satisfying part, that there are resources. And yeah.
I love how you pointed it out, or somebody did, with the source being in the word resources. I never really got that before. Yeah.
I wrote that today in my journal. Yeah, there are these, and they come out of source, right? They're source again.
Yeah,
they're like little micro bits,
micro sources,
right?
in the resource. Yeah, that's how we can tap into source. So beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, so all this realization here of these, yes, please, to nourishing sweets and well-organized psyches and acceptance of all the different parts and having fluidity and neutrality in that, and being sourced through, connected to source through resources. Yeah, being resourced. And that's what we're being, is a resource to our human self, right? Lots of love when the human stuff comes up.
Mhm.
And a well-organized psyche that can work with the different parts and being able to, like Eric's word, something like love it up, loved.
The lovely love.
Love that. Yeah. Loving at them. Aw, human. So love you. What's your title?
The lovely love. That we are love. You know, I think when I started talking at the beginning about kind of the loneliness or feeling alone, it's like there's a loving love and we are that, right? We are that.
I am the loving love.
Yeah, the loving love. The lovely, loving love.
Okay, let's see. Let's get this here. I am.
And love has no bounds. It's the abundance that I'm sensing in the session today for all of us.
Put my human too. Thanks, Bree. Beautiful.
Thank you. Thanks for all of your shares today.
Okay, so 3 inquiries. We never know what will happen. I know a couple of folks have dropped off and said goodbye on the chat, so we're 5 minutes shy from our official wrap-up time. You can stick around for bonus time. Included in that, I can also turn off the mic, especially if we're shifting the power, folks. So let's maybe do a quick checkout, maybe a one-word checkout or a sentence or so. I'm going to start with folks that we haven't heard from. Anything you want to say to complete, and then I'll go to the ones who are still in process with your self-inquiries that just happened here. David, do you mind if I put you on the spot? How has this been for you? Anything you want to say?
I get the word that came to mind was just thoughtful, just reflecting on what was happening through this, and this is quietly processing alongside, and just sort of it was both a calming and a thought, and feeling thoughtful.
Nice. Thoughtful, you're welcome here. Calm, you're welcome here. Stick around if you want to shift into bonus time with us. And
I'm going to have to leave.
more process. Oh, okay, good. Nice to see you. Yeah, great. And Linda, anything you want to say? Knowing you might stick around a bit here for bonus time or off mic time, but came in and kind of caught us mid-stream. So anything you want to say?
No, can I stay for bonus, please?
Yep, absolutely.
Thank you.
Stick around.
Thanks.
Yep. Okay. Eric, yourself, any closing comments?
The connectedness of all of us. I mean, just even when Melinda was speaking, she said there's lots of healing to be done, and just as walking out the window, there was a lovely young lady bawling her eyes out, like sitting just like sat down right outside my
Just
window.
while that was happening. Wow.
And then when Bree said triggered, my feeling of abandonment, all those things, those things. My wife texts me, and she normally doesn't text me at all. Like, so it's just like the connectedness.
You're in the zone. The synchronicities life is showing you. Yeah. Wow. Alignment. He's like, oh my God, what's going on? That's so cool. Eric, wow. I cut you off, I feel like. Anything you want to say? Yeah. Did I? Okay. Wow, I love it when those winks from the universe happen. Yeah, right on it. I'll be reading stuff in a book and somebody walks by and says the exact same thing, right? It just wafts. It's like, whoa. How do you do that? That's so amazing. Melinda, over to you. closing comments, final thought.
Just a big thank you to everyone, and to you, Christina, for leading me through the process, and everybody else too, with such grace and such caring. I didn't realize how much I'd missed you, so this was a lovely opportunity. Thank you.
So beautiful I love these because different people drop by at different times, and so lovely to see you. Thank you. Yeah, co-create together. And the share and the piggybacking. Yeah. Really beautiful unfoldment. And all the best with the magnetization of the 8. They're on their way.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. To be continued. All right. So that's what wanted to happen in Satsang number 61. Different every time. Thank you for the co-creation amongst those who came today, those who are holding the space, even if they didn't process today. And like I said, I'll be taking August off. So you will receive a communication at some time when I figure out when the next one will be in early September sometime. Yeah. Take good care. All the best. And stick around for bonus time or off mic time. If you need to leave or want to leave, just unmute and say goodbye if you care to. Yeah. Bye for now.
And
Thank you
goodbye,
so
and
much.
all the best on your the break and relaxation.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah.
have a
I still
wonderful
have some work
time.
to get through, but eventually I'll be there.
Yeah.
We're refreshing the site at the moment, which is always a lot of work to do and figuring out things, but it's exciting to see the things that are coming together. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks, David. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Take care. Yeah. Eric will be in touch.
Great.
Yeah. Email, and it'll be hold on, I'll just turn off the recording. Bye, all of you who are watching the recording. Hope you had fun, good parallel processing.